Welcome to the Flex Rental Solutions webinar. Today we're going to be talking about a new feature that we've added in version 4.11, which has been pushed to all customers now, so you should have this live in your system. This new feature has to do with the Notes tab that appears here on the on any element. For example, right now I'm in a quote and we have the Notes tab here, but this also would apply to, say, for example, if you open a manifest or a pull sheet or an invoice, most every element in Flex will have a Notes tab. What this new feature will do is that if somebody puts a note into this Notes tab, and then another user logins and opens this quote, this Notes tab will be highlighted if there are any unread notes by that particular user. So if I were to enter a note right now, logged in as myself, and then log in as another user, that user would open this quote and see that the Notes tab is highlighted, telling them that they have an unread note. If another user logs in, they will see that highlight as well because it's user-based. So any user that has not read that note will see the highlighted Notes tab. Before we do that, though, there's one thing you have to do to set this up, and that's on the Projects menu. Click Project Settings, and we have a new option that's called New Element Note Check Enabled. And when you hover over that, it just gives you a quick description. Enabling this will highlight the Notes tab of every project element if it has any unread new notes. So by default, it looks like this is turned off. So to enable it, just switch that to yes. Click Update. And now we can go ahead and show you how this new feature works. Okay, so I just have a test quote that I just called Notes tab Testing that I've put into my test system here. And I'm just going to add a note. It doesn't necessarily have to be anything special. I'm just going to say this is a new note. And I will click Add. So since I added the note, the system knows that I added it, and so it's not going to show any highlighting of the Note tab. And another thing that you'll see when we go and log in as another user is that there will be a new option called Mark as Read, so that once they have read it and once they have officially read that, then they can just click Mark as Read, and the highlight will go away. But again, I'm still logged in as myself, and since this is my note, we don't see the highlight. So let's go log out and then log back in as another user in this system. So I have a test user that I call Cal. We'll log in as Cal, and then we'll go find that same quote that I was just working on. Here's Notes tab Testing. Let's open that up. And as soon as the quote loads completely, you'll see that the Notes tab is now highlighted. And it's really easy to see if you're anywhere on the screen working on any part of the screen here. It's really easy to see that highlight. So we'll just click on that, and then Cal can look at any of the notes that there might be that he has not read yet. And as soon as he reads that note, he can click Mark as Read. The highlight goes away, and he can continue on doing whatever he was doing with that quote. And so again, this is user-based. So if I were to log out and log back in as another user that wasn't myself or Cal, and they open this quote, then they would have that Notes tab highlighted until they go and click Mark as Read. So just to show how this works with other elements, and just to show you that it does work as we log out and log back in between users, let's open a pull sheet and add a note to this pull sheet. And again, I'm not going to do anything special. I'm just going to say adding another note. So this one was added by Cal. And now let's go log out and log back in as myself. And if we find that same pull sheet, then the Notes tab should be highlighted, telling me that somebody has entered a note that I have not read yet. Then I can click Mark as Read, and the highlight goes away. So again, if you came in a little bit late and didn't see how we set this up, just go to the Projects menu, click Project Settings, and make sure that this new option here, New Element Note Check Enabled, is set to Yes, then click Update. And after that, you will have the ability to have the Notes tab highlighted when somebody enters a note, and if you have not read that note yet. If you have any questions about this new feature or any new feature that came out in version 4.11, please email support@flexrentalsolutions.com.